My name is Mrs. Adlam. I'm Early Years Lead and Pine Class teacher. Over my shoulder we have
Mrs. Whiter, I'm Willow class teacher.
And today we're hoping to give you a feel of St George's Primary School. Welcome to Pine Class. Okay, so this is the tour of Pine Class. So your children will come in through the door. They'll be greeted by an adult and encouraged to go and put their outdoor wear on their pegs, ready to start their day. Now the children are allowed to choose their own peg, so they can choose where they want to put it, put their picture on their peg, and then they know exactly where their peg is ready for starting to hang up their outerwear. They'll put their items on the peg. They then, if they're packed lunches, put their items, their packed lunchbox and drink on the trolley. If they're school dinners, their drinks also go here. And then they'll be encouraged to come into the classroom and have a look at our visual timetable to start their day. Now the visual timetable, both classrooms, both Pine Class and Willow Class use, and this one is reflecting our morning learning. So we have registration. Now the children learn their self-registration, so they have a special picture for their name and they get to move their name onto a dinner plate if they're school dinners, and onto a packed lunchbox if they're packed lunches. Then we have boogie tots, phonics. At this time we're following the Read Write Ink programme by Ruth Miskin. We have learning time, activities and fruit time, so it's a healthy snack in the morning and a drink. Learning time is the planning that I do for the children to learn, and then activities is their choosing time, so they get to choose what they'd like to learn and how they'd like to learn it. Then we have tidy up time and review, where the children are encouraged to share what they've been doing and the successes they've had, and then guided reading followed by lunchtime. So areas in our classroom, we have the small world area, we have our creative area. Now all of the resources are at the child's level, and the children are encouraged to select their resources as they require them. Now if they do select a resource and there isn't room at the creative table, the adults will encourage them to make a good choice and sit or find a space that's going to be easy for them to continue doing their learning. So our sand pit, our sand area, we've got our dinosaurs set up. Not only do we encourage small world and imaginative play, but we also encourage the children to freely look through books. Both the classrooms have a sink area, so if there is any kind of messy activity, the children know that they can wash their hands and put things away in the sink. Our curiosity cube invites children to wonder and look and explore things that sometimes they might not be allowed to touch and sometimes are just quite unusual or unique. We have our role play area. This term our theme is light and dark, so Pine's role play is set up as space. The children have really enjoyed exploring in there today, and if you look at the back, they made themselves a moon buggy after we researched how you'd move on the moon. We have our computer station, our literacy table, our writing table. Now the writing table is set up for our rhyming, so we play a game of Please Little Red Hen, and the children have got to find 2 rhyming pictures, and when they've found their 2 rhyming pictures and they match, they're allowed to cross the farmyard to go to Little Red Hen. And our story this week is Goodnight Owl, so we've got some stick puppies for the children to retell the story. And then our maths table, using our talking telephones, can we use our special maths words to talk about the shapes that we have learnt. So some of those words would be flat, solid, corner, face and side. So then we have our reflection area. And at this moment in time we're looking at the Christmas story and the birth of Jesus. Our reading area where the children can select their books. And then on the carpet we've got some small world castles. The children like to role play on the carpet, they like to construct, they like to use the train tracks, but it's generally their choice. So this is Pine Class. So both the Pine class and Willow class here have adjoining doors to the bathrooms, to the toilets. So if your child needs to use the facilities, they can go swiftly out and use the facilities. And there's also an external door joining the playground. So if they're outside at any stage and they need to use the bathroom, they can just pop straight in, use the bathroom and then be back out, continuing their learning. I hope you've enjoyed the tour of Pine Class, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Willow class. Okay, I'll take you over to our creative area to show what activities we've got set up for today. So we've been working on night and day this term. So on our creative table we have some paper laid out with pictures of sun and moon, and the children are encouraged to use the earbuds to dab the paint around the lines of the picture to create their own night and day picture. Then we'll go over this way. We've got our creative table with all our pens and pencils, and the children are allowed to select these throughout the day. And we have our sand pit at the back. Then going over to our writing area, we have our handwriting pattern dice out at the moment and our coloured rice. So the children can roll the dice, see what pattern they get on the dice, and using their fingers or a paintbrush they can make the shape in the coloured rice. Then at the back we have our role play area. So Willow class's role play theme this term is fireworks. So it's all been set up with lots of fireworks hanging down, lots of pictures, and inside there's lots of firework themed games and activities to do as well. Going on to our maths table, we've been working on shapes this term. So we're making shaped pizzas. The children can select the different shapes, stick them onto their plate to make their own pizza. Then they can count and write the numbers on their sheets. At the back we have our reading corner. It's got lots of cushions there for the children to choose books and sit and get comfy and have a little read. Some of our other resources on the side. We have some dressing up in the corner and our puppets. And at the moment in our tough spot we have our Play-Doh. Because our theme was fireworks in our role play area, we've got some firework Play-Doh mats out as well, so the children can create their shapes and patterns. So if we go over to our board, I've got my timetable train set up to the afternoon. So we have the register at the top, and then we have story straight after. Then we have maths, and then we have some activities after. So that could be a different activity like, well, it would be choosing time, so the children can choose their own activity. Quite often we have the doors open between the classes so the children can free flow between. They can see their peers in the Pine class as well. Then we have our tidy up time. Then we move on to carpet time, so we might be doing something like RE in the afternoon or Heart Smart, and then we go to home time and the children all get ready to go home. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed seeing Willow class. I'll give you one last little look around.